Hi, good morning. I'm Jen Wall. Thank you so much for joining us. The Arizona Department of Health Services has just released new numbers on coronavirus cases statewide. DHS is reporting right there on your screen. There are now 7,202 confirmed cases and 304 deaths. The number of cases are up from yesterday when there were 6,948 confirmed cases and 293 deaths. Unemployment claims, as you can imagine, are also up in Arizona. Just last week, there were 52,000 new unemployment claims filed, and in just the last week alone, the state paid out more than $129 million in benefits. And we know there are some people who have applied weeks ago and still are not getting their money. So Gila River hotels and casinos say they're opening for business on May 15th, and so is the Fort McDowell Casino. Now it's time for Governor Doug Ducey to decide whether or not he will extend the stay-at-home order. The data does not appear to support a quick reopening. Coronavirus cases and hospitalizations may have flattened, but they're not declining. Now, Senator Kyrsten Sinema says researchers at ASU think we could be less than 2 weeks away from a phased reopening, but that would not be until May 11th, and that's only if the state can meet its goal of doing 20,000 coronavirus tests a week.
We need to have the positive cases be under 10% of all the tests that we do. And if we do that for 14 days in a row, then the White House guidelines say that it's safe to move to phase 1, which would allow us to do some small steps to reopen the economy.
The Arizona State Fairgrounds are prepping for a coronavirus testing blitz, and that starts on Saturday. Meantime, there's been a lot of talk about what baseball season will look like after everything reopens. A USA Today report says MLB might be thinking about starting the season in late June. A part of that plan would involve allowing teams to play at their home ballparks with realigned divisions to minimize travel. According to the report, players are expected to have 3 weeks to train at each team's Arizona or Florida spring training sites before starting the season. And this pandemic has stretched supply chains. We all know how hard it has been to get simple things like toilet paper and Clorox wipes. Now, there have also been talks about a possible meat shortage. But yesterday, President Trump signed an executive order to keep meat shelves stocked. The order classifies meat processing as a critical industry, which means production plants will stay open. And part of the supply chain problem is because people are hoarding. Yes, we're asking you, please don't do that. And now a Phoenix man is being charged, accused of trying to resell masks at a huge markup. Team 12's Bianca Bono has been digging for answers, and she joins us now with the latest.
And guys, making matters worse, this man and his business partner are accused of trying to resell these masks in New York City, the epicenter of the coronavirus.
We have numerous tips.
Supervisory Special Agent for the FBI in Arizona, Jeremy Capello, says Arizona is seeing hundreds of fraud and scam cases related to the coronavirus outbreak.
They're using the uncertainty and fear surrounding COVID-19 pandemic to further their efforts.
A recently unsealed criminal complaint reveals one of those efforts involves trying to sell personal protective equipment at a high markup, which is illegal because they're deemed scarce.
There's a lot of quote-unquote brokers that are out there in the medical supply field.
Two of those alleged brokers, William Young Sr. of Phoenix and his business partner Kent Bullock in California. Court documents show they claimed they could acquire 1 million masks and were looking for potential investors to sell them for double or triple the purchase price. Undercover agents eventually striking a deal. The so-called investor would pay for KN95 respiratory masks and 3-ply masks up front, then sell them at an exorbitant markup in New York, the epicenter of the pandemic. Documents say the suspects wrote up an agreement falsely claiming the resale profits wouldn't exceed 10%.
So we're warning people to be extremely cautious of unsolicited contact.
This far from the first case of fraud or price gouging since the outbreak. In Tennessee, 2 men settling in court after hoarding and selling hand sanitizer, disinfecting wipes, and thermometers. Though Arizona doesn't have a price gouging law on the books, the FBI and federal agencies can enforce it because the president enacted the Defense Production Act.
If you are sitting on a warehouse with masks, surgical masks, you will be hearing a knock on your door.
So far, William Young is not returning our calls, and investigators did visit the alleged suppliers in this scheme, only to find the PPE didn't exist, leading to even more charges. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Thank you, Bianca, for that report. Now, this Friday, pilots from Luke Air Force Base and the Arizona Air National Guard will honor frontline coronavirus workers with a special flyover that will cover most of the valley, and you're not going to want to miss it. It will start near the White Tank Mountains, then make stops over downtown Phoenix, Tempe, and much of the East Valley. The flyover starts around 3 in the afternoon and will take about 50 minutes, so keep an eye out for it. Cannot wait to see that for sure. All right, let's go ahead and take another look at the new totals of coronavirus cases just released by the Arizona Department of Health Services. DHS is reporting there are now 7,202 confirmed cases and 304 deaths. The number of cases are up from yesterday when there were 6,948 confirmed cases and 293 deaths. And taking a closer look at the numbers here in Maricopa County, according to the county health department, there are 3,718 confirmed cases. There are now 140 deaths and 642 people in the hospital. 188 are in the intensive care unit. Don't forget, you can always find the latest information surrounding the coronavirus and how it's affecting Arizona on the 12 News app. It's free to download if you don't have it already. Thank you so much for joining us for this latest update. Have a great day and stay safe, Arizona.